Good morning, class. I hope you all had a good many days to revise what I taught you all because we are having this lesson after I think 2 days, 3 days, yes. So the previous figure of speech which I taught you all, I hope you all have understood and studied it and revised it again. Also learned the spellings and the explanation. Now I'll go ahead with the remaining few figures of speech. Today the first figure of speech which we will learn is antithesis. Now anti means against, yes, or you can say the opposite. Okay. Now in this figure of speech also we are talking of opposites, like two opposite words, two opposite ideas, like good and bad, two opposite values. Yes, two opposite words like up and down, here and there, in and out. These are the two opposite words. So in antithesis, this is exactly what we mean, that you have two words with opposite meanings or ideas or even maybe feelings, angry and happy or happy and sad. These will be in one sentence. Okay, so let's look at the first example. The seesaw went up and down. So here the two opposite words are up and down. Now in the explanation how you will write, words with opposite meanings are expressed in the same sentence. There is no need of writing that up and down over there. No need of writing the words that are opposite. I have given you in bracket for you to understand it better. The second example, it was an open and shut case. So there was nothing to really talk about it. It was quite clear. Maybe it was a case of murder and there were so many witnesses that there was nothing to argue that whether there was no doubt at all that he was the murderer. So it's just an open and shut case. And an open and shut, they are the two opposite words in the sentence. Okay. Now we go to the next one, which is almost the opposite of what we just learned just now. In antithesis, you have two words with opposite meaning, and this new figure of speech which you're learning, tautology, we have words with same meaning or similar meaning. Okay, so there you had opposite meanings in antithesis. Here you have same meaning in tautology. Keep on repeating it so that you remember. Tautology, same meaning, antithesis, opposite meaning. When you remember anti means always opposite. Okay, the other way around. Okay. Now you can look at the first example. The general ordered and commanded the troops to attack. Now ordered and commanded have the same meaning or at least similar meanings. You're giving an order, you're giving a command, right? So that is why it is a tautology. Now words with similar meanings are given in the same sentence. So here you have words with similar meanings. Again, as in the antithesis, no need of writing the exact words here. Yes, you just have to, you can write it in general. Words with similar meanings are given in the same sentence. And that will be your general explanation. The second one, next one. The water was calm and serene. Now what do you mean by calm and serene? Calm and serene have the same meaning. Calm means to be cool and serene also means to be without turbulence, without any too much of shaking or anger. Okay, so it was nice and cool. Now I hope this much is clear. Now we go to the next one. The next one is climax. Now here when you're talking of, I'm sure you'll have heard of this word climax, because when you're talking of climax, you know, picture ka climax kya tha? Yes, that's, you can say, a very, your picture is a suspense movie and till the end you're in suspense, or till the climax, it's only then you come to know what it is. So the suspense keeps on increasing more and more. Okay, same way. In climax, the words or the importance of the words keeps on increasing more and more. Maybe the value of the words keeps on increasing more and more. Maybe you're talking of an action in a sentence, and action, like say first you're sleeping, then you're sitting, then you're standing, then you're walking, then you're dancing. Okay, so the action that you are doing is increasing, the activity is increasing more and more. So the words are arranged in ascending order. So let's look at the first example. He lost 5 rupees, his watch, and his only son. So what is more important is his only son, which comes last. Which is the least important is his 5 rupees. So that is given first. So the value of the things increases. Least value is 5 rupees, then his watch has some value, and of course the son is valuable, invaluable. The next example you will see, I laugh, I run, I leap, I sing, I dance for joy. Same thing, the first action over here is just laughing. Second action is running. Leap means jumping and running. Yes? And singing, this shows joy. And the last one is you're dancing with joy. So the action, the tempo of the action is going on increasing with each new word, with each new action. So the words are arranged in ascending order of action. Now here we go to the next one, is just the opposite of what we just learned, that is anticlimax. Anticlimax is, the words are just the opposite of climax, that is the most important will be first and the least important word will be last in the sentence. So you will have the most precious thing or the most valuable in the whole item, number of items given first. The least valuable in all the items given will be at the end, towards the end of the sentence. Now let's look at the first example. Here he won a house, a car and a watch in the lottery. So there are some things that he won. Now what are the things he won? So they gave you the name of the most costliest thing, that is the house first. Then a car. A car is not as costly as a house. And last of all, the watch. So the words are arranged in descending. The value decreases, descending order of value. Second example, he gave a gold coin, a watch and pair of shoes to the beggar. So what is the first thing he gave? A gold coin, which is very costly. Then a watch. And last of all, a pair of shoes. So I hope whatever I taught to you was clear. If you have any doubt, you can message me. And please do ask me if you can speak to me so I can explain it to you more. But don't just directly call me. I may not take your call. You message me and then I will tell you what time I can speak to you, or I myself will call you back. If you have a genuine problem or a doubt. And please do revise what I have already taught you last time. Revise it again, at least read it once more if you're not going to study it once more. But at least now, after revising that and reading the old one, then you will read this and learn it along with the spellings as well as the explanation. How you are going to write the explanation. That's very important that you learn this along with the spellings and explanation, because when I'm teaching you the poem, and if I tell you this is antithesis, you will not know what it is unless you have studied. And then everything will be going above your head, like the word that you all use, bouncer. Yes, you will not understand it well if you don't learn this. That's the reason I'm teaching you this first. So I want everyone to please study this. After you finish studying this, I want you to revise the whole thing all over again. Okay, thank you. Do have a nice weekend.